All right. So the next concept that we would be discussing is tuple. So list is completed. So the next concept is tuple. So tuple is also a sequential data structure. Tuple is also a sequential data structure, just like list, right? It is also a sequential data structure. Now, but what is the problem with the tuple? Tuple is immutable. Tuple is immutable, meaning once a tuple is created, it cannot be modified. It cannot be modified.
Modify.
Okay. So list was like, for list, we had several definitions, right? But for tuple, we have only like, very less definitions because tuple is immutable. Okay. And tuple is also maintains the order and can be accessed. Elements can be accessed via index value. Via index value. Okay. Now, the syntax for that is, what is the brackets that we have used for list? It is a square bracket. For tuple, we'll use parentheses. So for example, like this. Since once tuple is once created, you cannot be modified. So we have to ensure at the time of creation itself, we have to add values. Just like list, tuple also can be created in two ways. Either IDS is equal to tuple. You can use the tuple instance or you can just use a parenthesis, right? Both are a way to create tuple. Okay. So, but since the tuple is what? Immutable, at the time of creation itself, you should ensure that you provide all the values. You provide all the values. So example, IDs is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Once it is created, you cannot add, you cannot append, you cannot remove, you cannot update. So all of these operations are not allowed in tuple, not allowed in tuple. The only operation that is allowed is accessing. Only operation that is allowed is access. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Right. So how do I check? How do? Okay, let us go back here. Right. So first, let us try to create a simple list. Right. Simple tuple. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to check what is in the index, print a of 2 returns 3. Print a of 0 returns 1. Print a of 5. What will happen? What is the index value we have? 0, 1, 2, 3. And I'm trying to access index a of 5. Index 5 raises what?
Index error.
Value.
No, index error. Now we are going beyond the index, right? The maximum index is 3, but I'm trying to access
Yes.
5. And whenever I go beyond the index value, it raises index error. It raises index
Index
error.
error.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Right. Now remember, in list, what are the different functions that we have used? We have used append. We have used remove. We have used pop. We have used sort. We have used extend, right? We have used clear, right? So in here, and we have used index. We have used insert. Now tell me which all functions will be valid in case of tuple. Which all functions will be? Can I use append on tuples?
No,
No, sir.
sir.
Why?
It cannot be modified.
It
Immutable.
cannot
Tuple is
be
immutable.
Immutable.
immutable. Tuple is immutable and cannot be modified. Hence, append function doesn't work. How about remove function?
No, it will not work.
No, sir.
It will not work. How about pop function?
Yes.
Pop also removes the last
No,
element,
no, no. Yes. No.
No, sir.
right? It
Yes,
will
sir.
No, sir.
also doesn't work. How about
Doesn't work.
sort? How about
We can
sort?
use
It will run. It will
Sort
runs.
also modifies, right? It will sort the
Yes,
elements
sir.
and then modifies the list. But in tuple, it is immutable. You cannot modify.
Modify. Yes,
yes.
sir.
Extend also adding elements of another list. But in tuple, it is immutable. You cannot modify at all. Clear, you cannot modify. Clear also tries to modify, which is removes all the elements. Hence, clear also doesn't work. Insert, it inserts into a specific position, but tuple is immutable. It cannot modify. Doesn't work. How about index?
Yeah,
We can
it will work,
use.
sir.
Yes, sir.
You
Right,
can
you can
ask.
use index because we are not modifying anything with the index. We are just checking if a value is present in it or not. And it works. The only function that is supported for tuple is index and another function is count. Count also doesn't modify, it just gives how many times a particular element is repeated in it. That's it. It doesn't try to modify. So the only functions, I mean, that two functions that can be used on tuple are index and count. So the remaining functions, whatever we have used in list, are not valid. The few two functions that can be used on list, that can be used on tuple is index and count. Okay, this is for again assignment. You have to try this. Okay, now
Okay, sir.
important interview question. Important interview question. Now, what is the difference between what is the difference between list and tuple? What is the difference between list and tuple?
List is mutable and tuple is immutable.
Okay, first,
By using
very
list
important
we
difference, right?
List is immutable.
List is immutable or mutable?
List
Mutable.
is
Mutable.
mutable, sir. Mutable.
List is mutable,
Mutable.
meaning we can
Mutable.
modify. Tuple is
Immutable.
Immutable.
Immutable, sir.
Mutable, sir.
right. Then
List is modified.
right, same thing, right? Mutable, immutable, same thing.
In list we are using functions like remove, delete.
Right, all the functions, but
All the
like
functions.
extend, right? Extend, append, right? Remove, pop, etc. But in tuple, you cannot use any of that function. The common function that can be used between lister and tuple is count
Index and index.
and index,
Index.
right? Both are sequential data structures. So list is also sequential data structure. Tuple is also sequential
Sequential
data
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 structure.
structure.
List also we can use, or indexed. Tuple also is,
structure is also index.
right? So the primary major difference is list is mutable, tuple is Immutable. This is a major difference. This is a major difference. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right. So these are the important differences. Okay. Now, right. So you have to try out index. We have seen index and count already in the list. So this is pretty much same in what we have discussed in list. So there is no difference with respect to the functionality. All right. So now let me just do a simple thing here. A is equal to an empty list. Okay. B is T is equal to a empty tuple. Okay. I want to check type of A. What is the type of A? I'm printing what is the type of A, and also I'm printing type of T. So type of A would be list, type of T would be tuple. Right. So one is used a square bracket, another one we have used parentheses.
Parenthesis.
So, but right, if you see that there is a clear difference. Class list versus class tuple.
Tuple.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now I'll try to do append on top of tuple. Right, tuple is immutable. Right, what I'll say is t dot append 10, and I'm trying to execute this function. It will throw attribute error. Tuple object has no attribute called append. Right, tuple object has no attribute called append, so it doesn't have append function in it.
Append function.
Okay. There is no way once you create an empty tuple, right? There is no way you can add elements to it. Hence, by the time of creating tuple only, you should you should add all the elements to it. Okay. P is equal to.
Okay, sir.
So that's it. Right. Once it is created, it cannot be modified. It cannot be modified. I'll try to delete del t of 2. I'm trying to delete 2, which is 3. T of 2 second index, which is 3. And if I try to do it, item as type error, tuple object does not support item deletion. It does not support item deletion. Right. So are we clear with this? Because the tuple and list are absolutely one and same, except one big difference. Yes, list is immutable, tuple is immutable. And also there is a syntax difference. Right? List uses a square bracket, tuple uses parentheses. Otherwise, they both are sequential data structures. They both are indexed. They both can be accessed by the index number. Right? But immutable is the big difference between a list and tuple.
Sir, can we store different data types in tuple, sir?
Yes, tuple also just like list, right? You can store different data types also.
Yes.
1, true, 1.0, ABC, right? Right? What happened to this? This would have thrown an error and it would have stopped there. So I'm going to comment out this because the moment it throws an error, it will not proceed further. Okay, right? Nth Fibonacci number. So I'm just calling the function as fib and you pass the number n. So if you pass 5, it will return a fifth Fibonacci number. So first thing is if n greater than or less than or equal to 0, I'm going to return Basically, I'm not saying anything. So if it is less than or equal to 0, we'll not do anything. So if I don't want to do anything, I'll just say pass, right? Right. Else if n equals to 1, return n. Return n, right? If n equals to 2, what is the first Fibonacci number? Okay, first Fibonacci number is 0. Second Fibonacci number is 1. And thereafter we'll say if it is not neither the input value is neither 0 nor 1 or 2, then we will say return fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. Right, if they give the number as, let us say I gave the number as, I'm calling this function as fib of 5. Now it will change, is 5 less than or equal to 0? False. 5 less than or equal to 1? False. 5 equal to 2? False. Then it is going to call fib of 4, which is n minus 1. And next it is going to call this plus fib of 5 minus 2, which is 3. Now the same function is called with 4 and also 3. And 4 calls what? 4 is not equals less than or equal. This is false, this is false, this is false. Then 4 calls two things. 3 and plus f of 2. Are you following with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me
Yes,
just
sir.
draw it in a much free manner. So let us say if we want a Fibonacci of number 5, so this calls Fibonacci of 5 minus 1, which is 4, and also calls Fibonacci of 5 minus 2, which is 3. And again, the same function is called, this f of 4 calls 4 minus 1 f of 3 and also calls 4 minus 2 f of 2. And f of 3 minus 1 is f of 2 and also calls f of 1. F of 3 calls f of 2, f of 2 call and f of 1. So this is how it calls. Now, what did we write as the first condition? If n equals to 1, what did we do? Return 0. N equals to 2, what did we say? Return 1. Right. So now f of 1 will return what value?
0.
F of 2 will return
1.
1. 1 plus 0 is how much?
1.
1. Right. Now f of 3 would be, f of 3 eventually will return 1. Right. This product of this is basically again given back to who is the caller f of 3, right? So the sum is basically given back to this guy. And now f of 2 is what? 1. Now 1 plus 1 is 2. So that value is basically given to this guy, f of 4. Now we still have to do this. F of 2 is how much? 1. F of 1 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, and that is given to f of 3. Now f of 4 plus f of 3, what is the value? F of 4 value is 2. F of 3 value is 1. So 2 plus 3 is 2 plus 1 is 3. F of 5, 3. So eventually, if you see here, right, how many numbers did we pass? So if I say fifth Fibonacci number is 3 is what we're saying. 0, 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth Fibonacci number is 3. Did we get it?
Clear,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right then. All right then. I'll see you guys.